If your team has been using ChatGPT or any other AI tool for the past year, I need you to understand something. That AI has been working blind. It doesn't know your clients, it can see your sales data, and it has zero access to your emails, your documents, or your calendar. And every time you ask it for help, parang nagtatanong ka sa consultant na hindi mo pinapakita ang negosyo mo. I'm Jerry Ilaw, the co-founder of Tarki and Automa and the founding president of the Philippine AI Business Association. And what I'm going to share with you is the single biggest shift in how AI works since ChatGPT launched. Because AI can now connect directly to your business tools. Your email, your CRM, your spreadsheets, your calendar, and actually work inside them. Not just answer questions, but do the work. But before you get excited and start connecting everything, there's a risk most business owners don't see coming. And if you get this wrong, it could cost you more than it saves. But first, here are the 3 things every business owner needs to know about this shift. Let me explain what just happened using a simple picture. For the past 2 years, your AI has been like a brilliant employee who works from home, but you never gave them the keys to your office. They're smart, they're fast, they can write, analyze, and solve problems, but they can't open the filing cabinet. They can check the client's records, they can't look at the calendar to see what's booked, and they can only work with whatever you manually send them. Some of you might be thinking, but Jerry, I upload documents to ChatGPT all the time, so my AI is not completely blind. Well, you're right, that helps. But think about what you're actually doing. You're printing out a document, driving to your employee's house, handing it to them, waiting for them to read it, and then driving back home every single time you need them to see something. And that's what uploading a file is, manual delivery, one document at a time. And the moment the conversation ends, they forget everything. Now, what change is this? Your AI can now walk into your office, open the filing cabinet, and pull whatever it needs on its own and whenever it needs it. Di mo na kailangan i-deliver, siya na mismo ang kukuha. It can check your email for client complaints. It can pull your last month's sales numbers from your spreadsheet. It can look at your calendar and schedule a meeting. It can draft a response using your actual client history. So that's the shift. AI just got the keys to your office. But here is the question every business owner needs to ask. Which keys do you give? And which doors stay locked? Tatlong bagay ang kailangan mong malaman tungkol sa shift na ito. Number 1, AI is no longer just an advisor. It's an operator. For 2 years, the workflow has been you ask AI a question, it gives you an answer, and you do the work. That's AI as a consultant. Smart but passive. Now, the workflow is different. You tell AI, check my inbox for client complaints this week, pull the purchase history, and draft a response for each one. And it does all of that. It opens the email, accesses your data, writes a draft, and hands you the finished work. That's not a chatbot. That's an operator working inside your systems. And this is happening fast. Gartner predicts that by the end of this year, 40% of enterprise applications will have AI agents built in, up from less than 5% last year. So the tools your business already uses are about to get a lot smarter. Number 2, the AI tool is now a commodity. Your edge is what you connect it to. Think about it. Your competitor can subscribe to the same ChatGPT plan you have. Same AI, same price, and same features. Pareho kayo ng tool. But a ChatGPT connected to your client database, your pricing history, and your internal processes is a completely different tool from a ChatGPT with no access to anything. And the AI is the same, and the connections make it to yours. So this is why a universal standard for connecting AI to tools matters so much. And fortunately, the tech industries just solved a huge problem. They created a single open standard that lets any AI tool connect to any business system. And it's called the MCP, or Model Context Protocol. Think of it just like USB-C. Before USB-C, every device had their own charger. Magulo, di ba? Now, one cable works for everything. And the same thing just happened with AI. One standard, so any AI tool, any business system can just plug and play. So far, we've covered two things. AI went from advisor to operator, and the real edge is what you connect it to. And now, the third one, and this is the one that could save or cost you the most money. Number three, so the biggest risk is not AI can access your tool. It's that it can access them without proper guardrails. So when AI could only chat, the worst it could do was give you a bad answer. You read it, notice the mistake, and fix it. Very low risk. But when AI can send emails on your behalf, modify your spreadsheets, and access your client data, well, the risk changes completely. Imagine AI sends the wrong email to a client with confidential pricing meant for someone else, or it overwrites a spreadsheet with incorrect data, or it accesses employee records it was never supposed to see. These are not hypothetical scenarios. Companies are already dealing with this. Security researchers found that thousands of AI to business connections had zero authentication, meaning internal tools were exposed without any protection. And for businesses in the Philippines, this has real legal implications. The Data Privacy Act applies to how your company handles personal data. And if AI is now accessing that data through automated connections, you need to know what it can touch and what it can't. I am not a lawyer and this is not a legal advice. But as a business leader, you need to treat AI access the same way you treat office access. Hindi mo dapat bigyan ng master key ang bagong empleyado mo sa first day. The same logic applies to AI. Start small, connect one tool at a time, and define what AI can read, what it can write, and what it absolutely cannot touch. And assign someone on your team to own that decision. So let me ask you honestly, think about the AI tools your team is using right now. How many of them are actually connected to your business systems? And for the ones that are, do you know what they can access? Do you know who set it up? And do you know what data is being shared? Kung hindi mo alam ang sagot, yun ang first problem that you need to solve. So here's what I want you to remember from this video. AI used to be an advisor you talk to. Now it's an operator that works inside your business tools. And the business implication? Well, that means we need to decide which tool it can access, who controls that access, and what stays off limits. So here's your action step for this week. Make a list of every AI tool your team uses. Next to each one, write down what company data it can access. If you can fill in every line, well, good, you're ahead. If there are blanks, those blanks are the blind spots, and now you know where to start. Now that you know AI can access your business tools, here's something that should concern you. According to Microsoft and LinkedIn, 83% of Filipino AI users are already bringing their own tools to work. That means that your team is using AI right now and you probably have zero rules around it. So in the next video, I'll show you how to build a one-page AI policy. 5 sections done before your next Monday meeting. Click it here to watch that video. Again, I'm Jerry Ilaw, the co-founder of Tarki and Automa, and the founding president of the Philippine AI Business Association, reminding you that your AI doesn't have to work blind anymore. But the smartest move is not to give access to everything. It's to give it the right access with the right guardrails at the right time. See you in the next video.